Hey, everybody. This is Tim Young over in Malaysia. Um, Once again, working on getting a group of people talking out of my Facebook group. And I got a group of two today. Leah is in Indonesia. Talked to her the other day. We did have a group of four people the other night. That was kind of fun. Three countries. So tonight we got two countries. Um, so you asked about our topic for today.
Yes.
Do you have a brilliant idea now, 10 seconds later?
Um, I think just share about how to um give some tips. Talk about the tips, and if you have a tips, then just share it to me.
Okay. Okay.
How to forget a good friend who's already back country,
How to forget a friend who's what?
who's left,
Who's left.
yeah, back to the
Ah,
country. You know, sometimes memories still remind us,
you're
and
asking me for advice on that? I Interesting.
yes,
Yeah,
of
I don't know.
course, you have it. Maybe you
Does
have a
your
tips.
does this person have an internet connection? Because if they do, you can have, WhatsApp and Facebook calls, and do they have a good internet connection?
No, what I asked about it's not about that. Okay, we are still communicate. Okay, but this is what we're talking about. How to um they already live, right? They are live and they back their place, and sometimes someone is not easy to get move on, right?
Get a move on.
Yeah. Like, okay, for example, I've been there in Malaysia, in Kuala Lumpur, and we met and we hang
Okay.
out together there. We make friends there enough long, like 6 months or even 1 or 2 years. And then after I back to Indonesia, and then of course we still have a number, we still communicating with each other. But of course, for
Oh,
you
it's
or
just
maybe perhaps for me, it's just like how to really move on from the reality that we are not in the same country anymore, like that. Some
hmm.
speak tips like that. If you have some tips, how to.
I um I no, I don't have any great ideas for that. I guess my first thing would be, you know, schedule and get on WhatsApp and everything. You're talking about just the physical separation. You can't go hang out and have dinner, sit and have coffee. Um yeah. I mean that's hard. I've been away from my family for lots of years. It it's not easy just being separated like that, but um, it ends up being a reality. If you've, it's probably easier for the person that does the moving. Like say that was the situation you just described. If you had been here in KL and we talked for a couple of years and then you leave, I think it's probably easier for you as a person leaving. All right, is there somebody you're thinking of that has left?
Sorry, what?
Is there somebody that you're thinking about, or are you just talking sort of in general?
I just talking about in general.
Yeah. Um, yeah, gosh, I don't have a great answer for it.
Okay.
I know a lot of people keep in touch, with Facebook and Instagram and things. Um, I'm not so good at using those in that way. I'm more of a pick up the phone kind of guy.
All right.
I would like to ask something from
All right.
behind you. I believe I see Fast and Furious.
Cartoon.
It's a
Yes.
cartoon, not
I love cartoon movie.
Fast and so it's not Fast and Furious, it's Fast and something else?
No, it's Tom and Jerry actually.
It is. Okay.
Tom and Jerry, but they maybe the title of episode was the Fast and Furry, and yeah, this is the
Okay.
right.
Gotcha. Okay. Is that so okay. Cool. Um, I do know somebody earlier today asked me for some American expressions, and I didn't go look them up earlier. I think I might just go look up a couple of them right now. Um, I was talking with somebody, and what did I say? Oh, I called somebody a sleepyhead.
Yeah,
Do you know what that
sleepyhead.
means?
What's that?
Okay.
Sleepyhead, just like is that slang word?
Kind of. I don't know how common it would be for um it basically means somebody
Like
who's
it's a
tired.
slang.
It is.
Yeah,
Well, I don't think it's really slang.
sleepyhead,
It's
like
sleepyhead.
like empty mind, like
No, no,
it's
no, no.
really really tired and want to go sleep like that.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah,
Um somebody mentioned earlier I said something and somebody's like, "Oh, I'm like really tired."
yeah.
So I was like, "Yeah,
So we
oh,
can say that sleepyhead like that.
yes. Yes.
Like we want to talk, we want to say about money, and then we just say it like bucks like that.
Yes.
Yeah,
Sort of a
slang word,
slang.
I guess. Yeah.
Um, I'm going to look quickly here and see.
Okay.
Let's see. American
Okay. So
expression.
how about if we are going to live for a second for restroom? How we can
Okay.
say that in a slang word?
Oh,
I've ever heard about this word like dear John, if I can remember it. I need to write later John
okay.
means that we are really want to leave for a second to go to the restroom. Is that true? Or
The
fake?
restroom would be called the John.
Dear John, right?
No, the John.
Oh, the John.
That's the restroom. So I gotta go to the John.
To the John.
Yes.
Oh, okay, okay.
And have you heard? Do you know the boating term? The boating term for a restroom on a boat, they call it the head. So on a boat, you'd say, "I got to go to the head."
No.
It's just the term they use when you're on a boat. Like if you had a sailboat, you'd call the
Oh,
restroom on your sailboat the head.
okay.
Uh,
So what we can say that?
you just hey, I gotta hit the head.
Oh, all right.
Let's see.
Do you think that kind of word is informal or formal?
That's definitely informal. Both of
Okay.
those are quite informal.
We
Yeah, I
should
mean
do
if
not
you're
say it like to our teacher or to the boss like that. We should not telling like that.
depends I mean I think the teacher depends where you are and the level of respect for the teacher in general. Yeah, you wouldn't be saying that usually to the teacher. Um, yeah, you'd be saying, can I please go to the restroom? Can I be excused to go to the
Yeah.
restroom? Um, yeah, if you're in say you're in a formal, if you're at a dinner type thing, you'd be, I mean, you'd probably just say how, like women a lot of times say, I need to powder my nose. And you haven't heard that?
Never. Power
Really?
nose?
Yeah, yeah, you'll hear it in movies. You'll hear it in movies. Women, in
Mm,
fact, I bet you if you watch Pretty Woman, I believe she says that in there at one point. Um,
power
I gotta
nose.
I
What's
gotta
that?
powder my nose. And what'll typically happen, that's kind of women code for come to the restroom with me. So the other women at the table often will get up and go together to the restroom, and then they could talk. Um,
I forgot that story in that movie.
I'm gonna go check. I'm gonna go look that up. I wonder if I can. I wonder if there's a way to look up which phrases were used in a movie. I don't know if there's a transcript for it. Um, yeah. What other expressions do we use for? There's actually quite a few more, but
Okay, so how about if we are rejecting some invitation from someone that we are not comfortable with a slang word like I cannot come to your wedding, to your party. Is there
well,
is there
one way.
any slang words for that?
Yeah, well, let me think. There would be. You could, if you said, say you said one thing that if you say this, people kind of think you're lying, but you're not. You're choosing not to directly tell them no.
Yeah.
If you say, I got to wash, I got to give my dog a bath, or I got to give my cat a bath,
Mm-hmm.
that's usually an unusual enough thing that people would think that that's not true, and you really just want to get out of
Yeah, yeah,
whatever they've been invited for.
yeah.
Um, it would be bordering on rude, but it would be pretty clear that you're saying no. Um,
Mm.
how would you duck out of something? Generally, yeah, I mean, you usually just say, "Hey, hey, thanks for your invite, but I got another engagement." Um,
Yeah.
sure, and if you need to, you throw something on your calendar or you have somebody call you. Um, I don't know if you ever had the situation at a job. There definitely are people who tell their secretaries to give them a call, 20 minutes into a meeting and get them out. People definitely do that kind of thing too. So um, yeah, just to get out of things though, it would generally you'd say, yeah, I've got something else. I'm sorry, I can't really make it.
Yeah.
Um, as an actual slang phrase. Yeah, I don't know anyone for that. We could look it up. I did just look up some stuff. I want to go, let me read through quickly. There's a page if I can get over here and just see if you've heard these things and if they make sense to you or not. So let's see. Oh no, where is Untitled? Oh, there we go. Okay. So you can see my screen now, correct? Leah, can you hear me still? Uh-oh. Ah, you're back.
I don't know, it's disappear again. It's
Okay.
confused.
I see you now. You can
All
see
right.
my screen? You can hear me?
Yeah,
Okay. So
but I cannot zoom in.
it's too small. Okay, I can try to zoom in. So I just did a search for American expressions. Okay. And I think the one that I think is interesting is this one here. 10 common American expressions that baffle Brits. Okay, and it's on a website called bbcamerica.com. So I'm going to open this one up. That looks interesting to me. 10 American expressions Brits won't understand. Okay, so um, scroll down, scroll down.
Careless. I don't careless.
I couldn't care less. Yeah. Um, okay, so the title of that little image there is "The Mangling of the English Language." So yes, I'm a good American. I probably mangle the English language if you talk to Brits and ask them about my language. So um, let me. Can you? This is still too small, I imagine. Let me try to zoom in. Did that get bigger? Can you see that bigger?
It's not enough yet.
Did it change? It is larger. Okay, so let me.
No, but this is too small.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm not sure it changed. It changed for me. I don't think it, I'm not sure it changed for you. Okay, so anyway, I feel like,
Okay, now it's a little bit.
yeah, okay.
I feel like if an American wants to soften an uncomfortably forthright statement, they might front load it with this fluffy, passive aggressive. What is that?
Well, I think I've had an experience in the last few days where basically my way of expressing things, I've had a couple people, and they were in Indonesia. I've had a couple people sort of say, almost like, stop beating around the bush, tell me what you want to say. Um, does that term make sense to you? Stop beating around the bush?
Start what?
Stop beating around the bush?
I don't know.
Okay. It basically means get to the point. But that's another American expression. So this one, I feel like it's sort of the same type of thing. What this is explaining is um, Americans do tend to say, I feel like, versus just directly saying a lot of things. Um, yeah, it says it basically takes the rough edges off. The next one, and that was the image that was up above. I could care less. And yes, we can say I could care less and actually mean the opposite. Um, I like their description here. This monstrous idiom. Uh, you had seen, you caught this image as I was scrolling down the page. I actually do say I couldn't care less, but it is true that the American version of it often is I could care less. And it actually does mean I couldn't care less, which could definitely be confusing for people. Um, Oftentimes, I never thought about this one. So what this is saying is there's no need for the word times in this phrase. Um, this is cool. So the author of this page doesn't care for the American version of things a whole lot. Does that sound strange to you? Oftentimes? Oh, Leah, are you frozen again? I've lost her again, I think. This actually reminds me as well. My wife, there's a couple videos my wife has sent me of the one in particular is a comedian who does an awesome. I got to go find the video. I'll paste the URL for the video below this video on YouTube. Um, this guy does an entire thing on the American version of how to say certain things. Like um, in England, they say a bin. Americans, we call it a trash can. Um, but we might call it also a waste paper basket. And this guy was saying, okay, so it's a basket, and Brits understand that a basket is equivalent to a bin. Um, and then Americans add the waste paper portion to it. And this guy was saying, because before they added waste paper, people were throwing. There was all kinds of good, just like fresh, clean paper. People were finding it in the trash all the time because they didn't explain to Americans that it was a waste paper basket. I I'm not I don't know how to deliver the guy's jokes. I will go find that link and paste it on here. Um, so the next thing here, my bad. uh, I guess that doesn't make a lot of sense in England. Um, Yeah, and they say English, 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 please. You do the math. Uh, yes, in England, math is called maths, and you do the math. To me, as American, uh, it's a way of saying you figure it out. It should be obvious, basically. Um, you can calculate. We just talked about A, B, and C, and you do the math. You can figure out that D comes after that. So it might be that we're talking about a girl whose boyfriend was spending too much money on, you know, model airplanes or something, and they had a big fight. Um, and it's Valentine's Day. Well, you do the math. They're not going to have a good Valentine's Day, right? Unless the guy comes home with a bunch of flowers, uh, or maybe the woman's going to like pack up his model trains, and there could be a big fight. You do the math. Basically, is you can figure out they're going to have a rough time of Valentine's Day this year. I'm going to visit with. Interesting. What's wrong with this? So you're not just visiting someone, you're visiting with them. Did the person somehow accompany you to visit themselves? um, okay. So apparently, in British English, you would not visit with, you would just visit. Okay, I didn't realize that. Different than. Okay. No. It goes beyond baffling, and its utterance makes me, and I suspect many other Brits, want to funnel tile grout into our ears. It's different from. Wow. Well, some of these things, like this one, to some extent, I've gotten my tolerance for hearing things spoken a bit differently from the way I expect them to be is greater now as I spent more time in other countries. So I'm not sure. Actually, I'm pretty. Where'd my camera go? Oh, okay. So um, I'm pretty sure I say both. I've said both. I say different than. I say different from. I'm pretty sure. Was there a time years ago that I thought different than might have been wrong? I don't remember. I don't remember having any issue with the phrase different than. So okay, that doesn't make Brits happy. Got it. Swap out. Is this somehow different from swapping an item for another? If not, for the love of syntax, remove the extra word. Um, okay, I definitely would say swap out. Can we swap out this for the red one? I like the red one better than the black one. Write me. Okay, what would be wrong with that? Here's one that's actually missing a word. You mean write to me? Okay. Actually, I don't think it's an American person. I don't think an American person has never deployed this phrase to demand. Ah, I don't like this sentence. Does this sentence make sense? Actually, I don't think an American person has never deployed this phrase to demand. Okay, in this case, the N it should not be here. Um, I don't think an American person has ever deployed this phrase to demand correspondence from me. I live in hope. But if they do, I'm going to reply with one word, me. Yeah, that'll learn them. Okay. So, yes, point taken. If we say write me, we're actually saying write the word me. And this person is going to literally do that. and write the word me. Gotcha. Reach out. So again, this is a Brit bashing the American um, changes to grammar rules. Reach out. Okay, so for me, reaching out is contacting somebody, getting a hold of somebody, um, saying hi, basically, getting in touch. So let's see. It's not just the out that's baffling, it's the whole thing. How has an ugly corporatism ended up being something real people say to each other in friendly conversation? Okay, so they're implying that this is something that corporations do. Suggest to a Brit that they reach out to you for anything except perhaps for the $1,000,000 you're inexplicably dangling in front of them, and they will most likely decline, not necessarily politely. Okay, so apparently for the Brits, reach out actually means to physically put your arm out and grab something. It's not a figurative talk to somebody. You wouldn't be picking the phone up and calling anybody to reach out in Brit speak. Gotcha. Okay. Well, this list wasn't what I was expecting, but it is interesting. It's definitely true. There are definitely things that Brits say that for me were very confusing when I first heard them. Get stuck into something. I know what that means now. I think an American would sort of understand it from context, kind of, but I don't think it makes any sense when you first hear it. There's a lot of, I mean, there's a lot of things. There's Cockney rhyming slang, which I heard when I was in Australia. That's pretty interesting. Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to make a list. I'm gonna have to sit down and make a list of things that I've heard Brits say that I either found confusing or I'm wondering if Americans will actually understand. I've been out of the States and I've been talking to people from other countries long enough that I don't remember what I thought of a bunch of phrases when I first heard them. So I'm gonna have to think about that. Oh, hey, Leah's here. You're back.
Yeah, internet connections was end, and I've checked what I can say. It's my package for internet.
Oh, wow.
It's been finished. Then I just did it fast to recharge it.
Okay. I didn't realize how long you've been back. I didn't realize you came back.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know. I was You've been here for a while.
Yeah,
Sorry about that.
no problem.
This list wasn't what I was expecting. What did you think?
What did you expect?
I was expecting kind of what somebody had asked me earlier today, just kind of some normal American phrases, and these sort of are, but it's the point of the whole page is a Brit explaining why these American phrases don't really make a lot of sense in like English. So
Uh, Give me some water, please.
well, I've got the cold water.
Tuesday.
Yeah, you okay? Well, here, you want the plain cold water, or you want the version that's got lemon in
Cold
it?
water. Is that
With
cold?
this is also actually it feels cold. I thought, yeah, you know what it is. This is cold also. This has lemon in it though. This one has lemon juice.
Oh, I don't like lemon
No lemon juice for you?
drink. No, not for evening.
Yeah, I will. I tend to like just drink. I will drink this whole glass at one time
That
when
is
I'm
good for
thirsty.
morning. That will
It
be
is.
great for morning. Yes, lemon and orange.
Yes, very true. Very, very true.
Not for the evening, sir, please. Or you will
Really?
get gas to taste. Yeah.
Gastritis, really? Okay.
Gastritis. Okay.
Okay. Well, I've been told that about coffee as well, and I drink lots of coffee even at night also. So,
Oh, not good so much.
yeah, I there was a dentist explaining that stuff to me a few days
Yes,
ago.
try to consume coffee or caffeine about 2 or 3 maximum per day. 3 cup of coffee, it's maximum.
I do 3 pots of coffee a day.
God.
Yeah. Is that overdoing it? I guess that's overdoing it.
That's why you're always awake in night.
Well, I'm not. Um it's actually kind of sad. When I get tired, it's like I crash. I just crash. Like I'll get to the point where it's like my battery is dead. I really, I do. So, um well, I've taken more of your time than you said you even had. So, thank you for being here. I thought you were disappearing. I thought you had disappeared. I'm sorry.
You're welcome. I'm happy to join you.
I will talk to all of you guys another time. If anybody wants to join one of these calls, I've got a group on Facebook. So you can come join the group, and I announce these calls over there with the links. And it's called Fluent Again Next Language Club. So Leah is a member. You can say hi to Leah in the group if you come join.
Yes, I'm a member there. Thank you
And
for approving.
oh, yeah, no problem. Yeah, I do ask people questions, and I do kind of like them to answer my questions before I approve them. And Leah answered all my questions like lickety split. That's another good expression. Have you heard that one?
Look at this plate.
Lickety split. Have you heard that?
Look at this plate. Never.
Haven't heard that. It just means very quickly, in the
Oh,
snap, in the blink of an
look at this
eye.
plate. This plate.
Can you see the? Let's see.
Look at this plate.
Let
Look
me.
at this plate.
What can I? Let's see. I'm going to go back to my screen share.
Right. Look at this plate.
Okay, let's just lickety split.
Does that work?
Okay, Google tells us what that means without even going to any websites. It's actually pulling it up from
What's that?
Wiktionary.org.
Can you just zoom in?
I'm trying. I'm trying. It doesn't want to zoom in. It's not. Oh, there we go.
Oh, look at this plate. Not comparable. Calculate as fast as possible. Like, as soon as possible, right?
Yeah, yeah. Very quickly.
Okay.
So they spelled
Look
it
at this
with an
one.
E. Fine. And I guess, okay, here's one. Oh, this is a website. Oh, this is somebody's cupcakes, coffee, and candy business in Chicago that's called lickety-splitchicago.com. So the Urban Dictionary does spell it with an I. Okay, let's move on from that. The Urban Dictionary quite often has not very socially acceptable answers to things, and that was a good example. I'm not sure if you saw that, Leah.
What?
You can look that up on your own. It wasn't very mixed company friendly.
Really?
Yes, really. Yes, lickety split does mean very quickly. So in the blink of an eye would be another way of saying it. So have you heard in the blink of an eye?
In the blink of an eye. No.
Okay. Cambridge Dictionary also says just the same thing, extremely quickly.
In the blink of an. Oh, just like that. That's why it's in the blink of an eye. Bling bling bling
Yes.
bling bling bling. Like wink
Yep.
eye.
That
Like
quickly.
that.
That quickly. Yes.
So quick, like that.
Just about the same as snapping your fingers. Exactly. Um, well, I know you told me 15 minutes, and I know that was probably 30 minutes ago. So I am going to say thank you very much for your time. I'll just repeat for anybody that does want to get a hold of us, come and get in my Facebook group, Fluent Again Next Language Club. If you go on Facebook, just search that in the search bar, Fluent Again Next Language Club. You should find my group. You'll find my description, which is pretty long. And one
No,
thing,
that's long.
did you see that? Did you see the description? It is actually it's long, isn't it?
No.
You don't think so? Okay, it's a pretty long description, and it does. Now I got to check and make sure the description is set correctly. Um, but it does describe that this is one of the benefits of joining my language club. That we're going to have these online conversations. I'm going to have the link for the last 2 or 3 of these always available in the group as well. And I am going to keep doing these. So thank you for joining me. Thank you, any of you that are watching on a replay, and come join the club so you can get on one of these things yourself. We can actually have up to 10 people down here, so they kind of stack us right along the bottom. So we will get to the point where we've got 10 people on here, and we're going to have to like be nice boys and girls and like coordinate when people talk and things like that at some point. So
Yeah.
that'll be fun when we get there. But for tonight, I think we're done.
All right.
Take care.
Bye.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers, everyone.